Hello, everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short Story 650, The Great Laundry Escape. Intermediate. Arthur stepped outside, a basket of clean laundry balanced on his hip. It was a classic autumn day. The sky was a brilliant blue, the trees were golden, and the wind was absolutely furious. He clipped a sock to the washing line, but a mighty gust ripped it away, sending it spiraling into the sky like a tiny woollen bird. "Hey!" Arthur shouted, running after it. The wind laughed, snatching a second sock and a shirt. The shirt danced a chaotic waltz around a lamppost before wrapping itself in a tangled hug. Arthur untangled it, only to watch as the laundry basket itself took flight. It tumbled over the hedge and landed with a soft thud on his neighbour, Mrs. Higgins. "Oh, hello, Arthur," she said, looking up from under a pile of sheets. "Are you having a spot of bother?" Arthur sighed. "Just the wind. I give up." He collected his clothes, said sorry to Mrs. Higgins, and decided to go to the local laundrette instead. The door of the laundrette blew open just as he arrived, and the man inside looked at him with wild eyes. "Don't do it, mate," the man said, gesturing to the clothes that had just been sucked out of a dryer and were now spinning like a cyclone in the corner. "The wind's got in here too." Vocabulary notes. Spot of bother. Meaning, a small problem or a bit of trouble. Example, are you having a spot of bother? Similar words. Trouble, problem, difficulty, hassle. Mighty, meaning, very strong and powerful. Example, but a mighty gust ripped it away. Similar words. Powerful, strong, forceful, enormous, huge. Gust, meaning a sudden strong rush of wind. Example, but a mighty gust ripped it away. Similar words. Blast, rush, swirl, puff. Tangling, meaning twisting or knotting something into a mess. Example, before wrapping itself in a tangled hug. Similar words. Twisting, knotting, entwined, jumbled. Giving up, meaning to stop trying to do something. Example, I give up. Similar words. Quitting, surrendering, stopping, abandoning. Story written by Gemini AI. Image created by onemin.ai. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
You know what makes a simple story really stick with you? A lot of the time it's not the plot, but the words, the specific words chosen to tell it. Today, we're going to break down this hilarious little story about a laundry disaster to find some incredibly powerful English vocabulary.
And boom, we are dropped right into the middle of it with this brilliant line. The wind isn't just strong, you see, it's furious. This immediately sets the stage for a dramatic, almost personal fight between a man and the weather. Okay, first up, a classic autumn day. Let's set the scene for the chaos to come. Which brings us to the great laundry escape, where a simple everyday chore goes so wrong. And it all kicks off with just a single sock. 1 second, it's clipped to the line, and the next, poof, it's gone. Arthur's simple shout, "Hey!" is basically the first shot fired in his battle against Mother Nature. And believe me, the chaos just escalates from there. First, the sock spirals away like a tiny woolen bird. Then a shirt starts doing this chaotic waltz with a lamppost, and for the grand finale, the entire laundry basket just lifts off and flies over the hedge. And just as Arthur is standing there in the middle of this laundry tornado, his neighbor, Mrs. Higgins, pops her head out from under a pile of his sheets, and she asks this wonderfully calm, unbelievably understated question that just perfectly captures the humor of the whole situation.
All right, let's talk about the words on the wind. We're going to look at the vocabulary that made all that chaos feel so vivid.
You see, the story doesn't just say the wind was strong, right? It was a mighty gust. Using a word like mighty turns the wind from just, weather into this powerful character, a real opponent for Arthur.
Just think about the feeling these other words give you. Powerful, forceful, enormous. Each one adds this sense of scale and strength that a simple word like big just doesn't have. And what kind of mighty wind was it? The story calls it a gust. Now, this isn't some steady breeze. A gust is a sudden, sharp blast of wind. You can almost feel that impact in the word itself.
And listen to these alternatives. A blast of wind feels pretty aggressive. A swirl feels totally chaotic. A puff is much, much lighter. The point is, every single word paints a slightly different picture.
Okay, next up, the shirt doesn't just get stuck, it wraps itself around the lamppost. The word tangling is perfect for describing that messy, knotted chaos. And the phrase tangled hug is just a brilliant, funny touch. So whether it's twisting, knotting, or just jumbled up, all of these words give us that same fantastic mental image of things getting hopelessly mixed up, just like poor Arthur's entire afternoon. And now for a classic British phrase, a spot of bother. It's such a wonderful understatement. I mean, Arthur is basically fighting a laundry hurricane, and Mrs. Higgins asks if he's having just a little bit of trouble. It's that politeness, right in the face of chaos, that makes the scene so funny. So at its heart, it really just means trouble or a problem. But saying a spot of bother is a much more gentle, and in this case, a hilariously understated way of putting it. And this is the turning point. After battling mighty gusts and tangling clothes, Arthur finally hits his limit. This phrasal verb, give up, it signals his defeat. The wind has officially won. Quitting, surrendering, abandoning, they all point to the exact same outcome. Arthur stops trying. He has surrendered to the forces of nature, and now he's heading to the laundrette. All right, Section 4, your English takeaway. So, what are the key lessons we can pull from the laundry line? So after all that windy, soapy chaos, what can we really take away from this story? Well, there are two key lessons here. One is about life, and the other is about language. From the story itself, we get a simple, kind of funny moral. Some battles just aren't worth fighting. But the bigger lesson for us is all about language. Using specific, powerful words like mighty, gust, and tangling is what turns a simple description into something vivid, memorable, and really engaging. So, I'll leave you with a challenge. Whether you're describing the weather, a problem you're having at work, or just telling a story to a friend, think about this. How could you use one of these new words today to make your own English just a little bit more powerful?